This is me, Castro. I'm on Twitter. This is a project that I'm an artist and curator and also manager of the Media Lab at the Met. The Media Lab, I'll go on more, but this is a picture from the photo booth. This was one of the photo gone wrong, and finally it worked, and that's me. Apparently it captured. There's no way I could plan that pose even if I wanted to, but when it came out, it was a happy accident, and a lot of the happy accidents, I end up in those kind of things. So this is what I do, and I guess I can go now. So this is what I'm going to be talking about: is how do we connect humans, art, and tech? People think of the art of the Met as a very solid, very stoic institution. They don't realize that it's very dynamic. There's 2,200 people working there. We have 4 locations. The newest one is the Met Breuer, but we also think of the Met Digital as one of the locations. How do we serve our visitors online? How do we make sure they have an experience just as good or even better than the people come in real life? 6.7 million visitors a year. The gallery, when you come to the Great Hall, it can feel crowded. It can feel a lot of the galleries, there's always very empty spaces. We want to serve these 34 million visitors a year. That's what we're trying to do in digital department. How do we bridge that gap between the physical and the digital? How do we provide them an experience that they will like? This social media, it's obviously the number is crazy. We're trying to increase our diversity in languages, and our English speaking is obviously one of our most spoken language. Chinese is one of the second most spoken language. We're trying to work more with our curators in Asian art. And this is a pixelated picture that was taken here in QLabs. I didn't realize that. So that's one of the challenges. How do we make sure we capture attention? How do we make sure we give people the information they want when they want? How can we give them out? How can we seduce them? And this is what I do. We work at the Media Lab. We're trying to be an emerging R&D space, a research and development space where we can look at innovation and be looking at emerging technologies and also design systems. How can we look at and imagine the futures of the museum? We've been. This is all pixelated. How can we be thinking of the museum, imagining the future? How can we be thinking, how can we connect the expertise from the curators? We've been looking at the different senses. We've been looking at chocolate, sugar. How can we provide not just visual experience, but also for people who cannot see, people who have on the spectrum of autism? How can we make experiences for people? I mean, we think of them, that experience will be good for everybody else. These are the topics that we're exploring right now, the research clusters, hybrid presence, reality studies, looking at real reality, what does it mean to be in front of an artwork, but what does it mean to be mediated by it, by technologies. We work with an amazing research team, volunteers, interns, fellows, anybody who wants to come play with us in the sandbox. We try to make it be a porous wall, a porous space between the museum, the four locations, and the real world. This is one project one of our interns and research fellows was working on. We were working with the Temple of Dender. If you go there, you will see a beige building. It's beautiful. One of the largest acquisitions of the museum. 2 interns and a research fellow worked on getting the colors on the temple. We made it to the New York Times. That was the first time that the Media Lab had an experiment, a very small experiment. Media Lab, full-time staff, it's me. So when you say small team, it's a very small team. We made it to the New York Times, and that was amazing. Meow Met, before it goes now, you should. This extension is a Chrome extension. Every time you open a tab, you get a cat from the collection. It increased traffic in 56%. And this Lara El Mayan, we love her. We increased her life by 10,000%. Right now, our intern in the summer worked on this Chrome extension. Is the newest one. It gives you a picture based on the weather, an image from the collection based on the weather. This was a part of a conversation trying to talk about climate change. I'll talk more about later. This is Minecraft. This is an extension that we did on Minecraft for kids or kids at heart that want to play Minecraft and come to the Met as well. We have done we're now on our 4th prototype, and we're trying to get into virtual reality with Minecraft. Telepresence, when we talked about hybrid presence, how do we invite people who are in hospitals, prisons, or people who cannot come to the museum because of legal, financial, or geographical reasons? How do we invite them to the galleries and create new voices in the museum? This is our latest experiment with Tilbrush. We invited Steve, one of our artists and researchers in residence at the Media Lab, to sketch alongside an analog sketch artist. And what would that mean? And this is my last slide. Thank you so much. And